the outgoing mayor here, Susan Press. Clerk of the council, Mr. Dempsey.
They've downsized.
Oh yes. And there is Mr. T himself, or rather Mr. BM, looking like Mr. T.
As Susan said, it's been a bad few weeks for politics in Britain. The MP's expenses scandal has lowered the public's faith in the democratic process to its lowest level in living memory. Politicians at all levels are feeling the effects from the misdeeds of a few bad apples. In Parliament and at borough and town council level, there must be hundreds of dedicated politicians who are sick of being tarred with the same brush of those who have abused the trust of the electorate. Town and parish councils are in the best position to rebuild the electorate's faith in the democratic process. Councillors of all political persuasions in this first tier of democracy are the closest to the people. Each Hebden-Royd town councillor has just a few hundred constituents, many of which they will know him or her personally. Town councillors are volunteers from communities for their communities. In Hebden-Royd there are no moats to be cleaned, there are no second mortgages to be paid, and there are no motorways to be built. Each and every town council receives no allowances or expenses for the work they do on behalf of their constituents. Although there are disagreements in council and there have been some humdingers, I can honestly say all our present town councillors of whatever party and none have their communities foremost in their thoughts and hearts. In times of recession, it is doubly important that we work to the benefit of our communities. This is not just a call to politicians, but a call to everyone to help our communities. We all need to be ambassadors for Hebden-Royd, and it is an ambassador that I look forward to serving my community as Mayor this year. Hebden-Royd has one of the most diverse economies in Calderdale, and probably the country. The area has historically been at the forefront of technology. In the 19th and 20th century, our part of the Calder Valley was one of the most important producers of textiles and chickens in the world. It's important. We did pave the way, and has successfully used the infrastructure, such as the canal, the road and the rail, to its full advantage. Today, the economy of Hebden-Royd is far more diverse. Businesses in Mytholmroyd employ thousands of people. In industries as diverse as legal and business publishing, quality furniture making and Christmas light manufacture. In Hebden Bridge, not only do we have a jewel in the crown of British tourism, but we have a thriving artistic and creative economy. This weekend, with our MP, I'll be opening the Big Green Weekend in Hebden Bridge, which will showcase some of the businesses and talents in our area who are spearheading the next technological movement, green technology and sustainability. It is this ingenuity, economic and creative diversity of Hebden-Royd that needs to be celebrated and promoted, and it will be an honour for me to do that. I look forward to reviving the relationship between our businesses and the Town Council, especially in these difficult times. My other focus for the year will be my mayoral charity. My mayoral charity for the year is the Mytholmroyd and Cragvale Fund, which I have set up working with the Community Foundation for Calderdale. The Mytholmroyd and Cragvale Fund will fund small community projects working in Mytholmroyd, Cragvale and Brearley. As part of the agreement with the Community Foundation, the Government's Office of the Third Sector will match every single pound we raise for the fund. And if we gift aid the donations, the Government will match this as well. This means that for every pound that we can raise for the mayoral fund, it will work as £2.50 for the people and the groups working in Mytholmroyd, Cragvale and Brearley. All the money donated will be invested by the Community Foundation for Calderdale, and every year the profits from these investments will be granted to the projects and small community groups. To raise money for the fund, I'll be working with community groups, charities, local people and businesses throughout Hebden-Royd to host events. Events on the horizon include a quiz and curry night, of which I've been quite familiar when I've turned to a Labour Party one, which is a Liberal Democrat when we were on the first two on the trot. It was sort of what I thought we'd better step down from this because it's proving a little embarrassing. We'll be looking to hold a poetry and a pint evening. And it's early days yet, but hopefully working with the St Michael's Amateurs, we're hoping to have a gang show or similar. And of course, there is a civic dinner. As well as the traditional events, I'm using new ways of fundraising. We have a website, justgiving.com, where anybody can donate online to the fund, or even sign up to be sponsored for the fund. And on a personal note, I'll be launching the first Hebdenroyd mayoral blog, where you'll be able to keep up on what I'm doing. I have to say, actually, Councillor Press's blog, which is slightly more political than mayoral this year, and it's worth reading, I have to say. Remote North is what it's called. Yes, Susan Press is certainly a riveting read if you wish to know about the machinations of the Labour Party. My blog will be less political and will cover the fundraising events and the work I'll be carrying out throughout the year. It is being ambassadors for Hebdenroyd that we will show the rest of the world we have the economy, the passion and the communities for the difficult as well as the good times. So briefly before I finish, I have a few thank yous that I need to give, including that little boy over there. My fellow councillors for giving me this opportunity. The Deputy Mayor of Calderdale and his Mayoress, also known to me as Nardon Helen and his family. The Deputy Mayor of Hebdenroyd, Robin, and his consort, Catherine, who will be quite busy come December, if you can ask us about that later. The clerk and assistant clerk organising this mayor making. Jackie Robinson, who I know you will thank for the buffet shortly. Jason Elliott, where's Jason? He's around somewhere.
Hiding behind the camera, sorry.
We have to thank who designed the logo for the mayoral fund, and Steve Duncan and the Community Foundation for Calderdale, who have helped me set up the fund. And lastly, my wonderful friends and family who have come out to support me today, and all those other people who have come. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you